What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube? My name is Rabbi Jones and welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to do a 3D on this work. I'm going to transform this into a 3D file, and as you all know, it's going to be a very simple process, like a very simple procedure and all those things. But before I start adding the extrude and everything, let me show you how I created this whole thing. Yes, intro.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my fucking mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel.
Okay, welcome back, guys. So yeah, that was how I created this right here. So I'm going to add the extrudes and everything to it, and I don't know, the first work that I did, the arrangement and everything, the typing and all those things, I really wanted to add a voiceover to it, but then I mean it was kind of like a 2-2 thing. So now let's get to it and start adding the extrude and everything. Okay, so let me put this thing in real quick. I was having difficulties working with the parts and everything. Let's say I have a lot of parts, probably like 20-30 parts, and I'd have to add the extrude to all of them. A very good friend of mine hit me up and was like, Charlie, I know a way that you can merge them all together and still add the extrude. Yeah, so let's say I have this text here, that's the 21. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it well. That's the 21, and I want to merge them all apparently it's like 4 here. They are 4 here, so I'm going to select them one by one. So I'm going to select path 4, 3, 2, 1, right click, then select connect objects plus delete. So when you click on this, it's going to delete it's going to connect the objects. Then I don't know the delete part, but then all I know is it's going to connect all the parts. So I'm just going to click on it, and now we have path 1.1, meaning it has connected all the parts together. Then you're just going to drag it on top of the favor 21 here, something like this. Then it's going to render this one useless, meaning we're not going to use this anymore. So I'm just going to delete it out. So guys, this is how from now onwards, should in case you're working on an extrude and it's plenty and you don't know how to do it, just go about it like this. Okay, so let's get to the texturing and the everything. I don't know, I mean, you know the process already. So let me start with the squares. First of all, I have this, and you know, this idea came out of like the musical symbols, the octave, the I don't know their names though, but like it came out of those ideas. So I'm just going to add the extrude and everything to it. For this one, I don't want them all being together, because I might change colors for each of them. So for the path 1, let us bring in the extrude nurbs, drop it on top of the path. Shit, it's not like I have a tongue problem. It's like the path, I don't want to say path, then Charlie, let me just keep on going. So I'm going to drag this onto the extrude, make sure the arrow is looking down, then just leave it like this, and now we have our first 3D right here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in another extrude nurbs, drag it on top of the path 2, not part 2, Charlie, at the back, path, drag it on top like this, leave it, make sure we have the 3D in. Let me zoom into the side a little bit real quick. Then drag in the extrude nurbs again, make sure it's on top of the path 5. I don't know why it says path 5, but well, then same procedure for it. So now we have the 3D in here for the squares and the other thing. Let me just save this, because Charlie, you might not know where I am. These guys, they are always taking the lights off and everything, so you have to really save your work whenever you're doing them to avoid any going back to create them and all those things. Yes, so for this one, what I'm going to do now is I want this to be as thick as it should be. Like, I want it to be very thick. So let me start with the first one. That's the bigger one. Yes, so I think that was the part 1, right? Yeah, so I'm going to select the extrude nurbs, move on to the third movement adjustment thing here, and just drag like this. So right now I'm at 219 centimeters, and that is, yeah, I think that is enough for me. Then I am going to duplicate the extrude nurbs like this. So meaning we have 2 text right now, we have 2 3D text right now. So I'm just going to drag one back like this. Then for that one, I'm going to set the caps. You see, we have the caps here. I'm going to set that to fillet. Do the same thing for the end as well. And by the way, this video that I'm doing is not for beginners. If you want to know how to go about this procedure and everything, I have a video on that on my channel here, so you can check that out. I'm just doing this to, I mean, give you guys like more tips, more tricks and all those things, should in case you want to design any other thing, or like, I don't know. Yes, so now that I have the second one in the fillet, I'm just going to add some spice to it. I don't know, not a spice that we use for the food though. Just some small spice, I don't know, some small spice out of the blue and all those things. Yeah, so for now I'm loving this. We have the second one going on in there, and that is very nice. I love the way it's looking. So let's move on to the small ones. For the small ones too, that is part 2. I am going to click on extrude nurbs, move on to the caps aspect, drag to like 100 centimeters is cool for me. Move on to the caps aspect, and for that part, I'm not sure I'm going to do anything, so I'm just going to duplicate, have like 2 of them, then probably do something with that as well. So I'm going to drag the duplicated one backwards a little bit, then click on extrude NURBS and add some fillet to it. So you see the fillet, we have a problem here. The fillet is way big to the extent that it is, I think it's overclocking in the middle. I don't know how to put the word. So I'm going to reduce it. We have the steps at 1, we have the radius at 5. That is for the start. So I'm going to reduce it to like, no, reduce, not add. Hey, what am I doing? So I'm going to reduce it to like 2. I think 2 is cool, and do the same thing for the end as well. 2 is cool. Yeah, very cool. Then we are going to move on to the next one. That is the smallest of them, or that's the path 5. So I'm just going to duplicate as well. Then where are you? Then I'm going to drag backwards a little bit. After that, I'm going to add the fillet, just the fillet only, and reduce to 2 for the radius, like so. Very simple but effective. Okay, so far I think we have something dope here. I'm loving the procedure and the process so far. Yeah, so let's move on to the next thing. We have the favored. That's the whole thing. So I've already merged this whole favorite thing, so all I have to do is just click on it and add the extrude NURBS to only one path. So this is it. I'm just going to drag in here, and yes, oh, I missed. I'm going to drag it like this, then leave it. Okay, so we have the extrude working for the favored as well. And the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to duplicate the extrude NURBS for the favored, and no, wait, I forgot to add the how do you call it, the how thickness is going to be. So for the thickness, I'm going to go in for like 200 and 215. Yeah, 215 is cool. Then after doing that, I'm going to duplicate, select this guy and drag him back a little bit like so. Then select the extrude NURBS, move on to the caps, select the fillets for, I almost said filter, Charlie, and do the same thing for the end as well. And this is what we have here. Very cool, very cool. I mean, I love the process and everything, the procedure and everything. Let me just drag it to the front a little bit. And the main reason why I'm not adding any caps to the favored or to the boxes is I want the edges to be very sharp. That is why I'm not adding anything to those guys. Yeah, so for the 21, I'm going to bring in the extrude NURBS and just something like that, add the extrude to the 21. Then I am going to make sure we have like 201 for the depth. I don't know, you see this 21 is more like a negative space. I made it to be shit, it's type of like a negative space type of thing. So if you look in, you can see the 21 in there, but it's not the 2 and 1 that is showing you that it's 21. Yeah, it's the rectangle that I used there. Yeah, that's showing you guys how it is working there. So for the same thing, for the same procedure I used for all of them, I'm just going to duplicate this guy and drag the duplicated one back a little bit like so. Then I'm going to select the extrude NURBS and add the fillet to it. Okay, so I don't know, for this being the being a negative type of thing, I don't know if it's going to really work, but let me just drag it back more, and yeah, I think it's cool. Let me save. Charlie, as we they work, then they save. Take off these people. So right now, this is what we have here. Favored 21, looking very, very nice. And I was looking at the type of colors to go in for, but I don't know. Let me just set the size here. For the size, I'm going in for an A3 landscape. Yes, with resolution 300. I think that one's cool. And for the save to, I'm going to go in for a PNG for the meantime. Click on the alpha channel. Yes. And I don't think I've done a tutorial on this, but let me go back and teach you guys how simple it is to do this thing. So you move on to the output, click on this arrow here. We have screen, web, film, video, print, portrait, and all those things, but for me, I'm mostly going for the print landscape. and that is based on the type of work you're doing. So right now what I'm doing is more like a portrait, or more like a square. That is a 20 inches by 20 inches work, but I want to save it or render it in like an A3 size. So I'm just going to click on the A3 here, and it's going to give me a resolution of 300. If you want to add more, you can just add more. If you want to reduce it, you can reduce it. So after clicking on A3, you don't have to do anything, just leave it like that. Then move on to the save aspect, and we have the format here. So you're going to choose the format. If you want to render in JPEG, you have JPEG here. If you want to render in PNG, you have PNG. But after selecting a PNG, you have to click on the alpha channel here, else whatever you're going to do won't come as a PNG image unless you click the alpha channel. So I've clicked on the alpha channel and I've selected PNG, so it's going to come out as a PNG. And for the depth, I mostly go in for the 16-bit channel because you want it to be, more sharp and everything. Then for the file, you just click on these three dots, look for the folder you want to save in. So I have my rendered folder here, so I'm just going to type in the text, that is favored wow favored 21, then click on save, and that's it. After that, you click on the close sign here and you're good to go. So you see that third one was used for all those settings. The second one is used for the save, like you're done, you want to export, you want to save it into the folder that you did all the settings and everything. That's the second one. And the first one is for like the rendering preview, you want to see what you've done, something of that sort. Very simple and everything. Yes. So let me add colors, add my light and everything, then we will see what we have to do next. So let me rename these guys, or else I'll be confused. So double click on the text like this. I'm going to make this year, meaning the year. You understand, you get the point. Then the second one, you see the duplicated one, that's it. I'm going to double click and make it year 2, so we know that is the duplicated one. And for the favored as well, duplicate, do it favored. Hey, what is wrong with me, Charlie? I've been making mistakes of late. So doing this favored, and the duplicated one is going to be favored 2, favored 2, yes. And also we have the squares here. For the squares, I don't know, let me just make it okay. I think it's already in, it's already in a side, it's already in one of the names here, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so let's get to the colors and everything. So for the materials, I'm going to click on create, go to load materials, and I have a folder here, C4D folder, where there's this material thing that I saved. So Mercy Mats, click on it and it's going to load some few materials here. And also I have these materials that you can load anytime. I have water, cloth, patterns, future, metal, ground, ice, lava, cipher, and all those things. They are all needed, very needed. Yes, but for the meantime, I was thinking of going in for like a purple feel, like a purple type of thing. Or I don't know, should I go in for gold? Because there's this background I'm about to use that I don't know. This is the background I might use. So if I go in for gold, probably it's going to be very cool, very nice. I just don't know yet. But then let me just go in for the purple that I was thinking of doing. Okay. So for the main text this year, I'm going to create a white material. So I'm just going to select one of these materials, double click on it, select white for it, and go to diffusion. You see there's this noise in it that the noise is mainly ashy and all those things. I want it to be white, so I just change it. Then I'm going to move on to the reflection aspect, and for the reflection, I don't know, if you want to add a reflection, you have to remove the texture. So let me just remove the texture. Yes, and I don't know, I removed the texture, but it's still not working for me. Okay, okay, I think it was loading. So just a few reflection in it, just so our lights are going to pop up and everything. Then we have the bump here. The bump, I don't know, I don't really want it. Or should I keep it? let me just keep it. And we have the spectre or specular here. Charlie, today specular here. So the specular is more like the curve in Photoshop. You see, the curve is used for the light controls, the highlights, the shadows and everything. Same way the specular too is used in for the what am I even saying? The specular works as the curve, as simple as that. So I have my white here, but you know something, let me add a bit of luminance, because most of the times what the luminance does is it lights up the whole material, but then for me I'm just going to reduce it. And you guys have been going over this procedure for a long time. I don't know, this is what I've been going for, and I'm not changing it. I'm only going to change it if I get a new PC and I install Redshift or Octane or Corona Render or whatever, all those guys. Yes, I'm yet to dive in there, but then as I said earlier on, if I start diving in there, I'm going to teach you guys. Yeah, so white for the first layer, that is the first one. Yes, then you see, if you look closely, let me show you guys, the texture and everything is on the sideways view of it. You see, we don't have it in the frontal aspect. So this is what you're going to do when you select the material. We have material name here, that's the Mercy MP. We have the projection. You're going to click on the projection, you're going to click on frontal. So automatically, hold up, it's going to bring the material to the front. I don't know, wait, what's wrong? Is it a flat? No. Sometimes things don't go as planned. So there's this feature that the effect has to be on the front view of this. That's why I clicked on frontal, but I don't know why it's not working. Let me just leave it. So for the second one, I'm going to go in for the purple that I wanted. So I have this cool purple here. I'm going to drop it on the year 2. That is the second aspect of it. And there's this thing in the purple, I don't know, it's like some hue type of, I just don't know, maybe it's from the luminance or so. So I'm just going to make sure it is out. I don't really need, okay, it's the texture, it has this thing here, so I'm just taking it out. And also the environment as well, I want it to be as deep as this. Yes, something like this. Yeah, so I'm going to apply the white and the purple to the rest of them real quick. So for the favored, the white comes in for the favored like this. Then for the favored 2, the purple comes in for it like this. Then we'll move on to the squares. The white is going to apply for the first one like so. Then the purple is going to apply for the second one like second one. Hey Charlie, of late I they make mistakes. Wow, you guys should forgive me. So white for the front and purple for the back like this. White for the front and purple for the back. Very simple, very nice. So far I love how it is looking right now. And I planned to do something to this white. You see the middle here, I planned to do something there, but I forgot to you know what, it's not too late, let me do something about it. I have the whole thing here. Yes, this is what I saved. That's the work part. So I'm just going to select the middle part only like this. Oh yeah, I'm going to select the middle part like this only and duplicate it, then turn off the main thing. So we have only this. So I'm just going to bring out the work path real quick, make work path okay, then I'm going to turn it off, then export parts to Illustrator like so, then just type in the way you want it to be saved and everything. So favored 21, no, favored squares middle, because it's the middle this thing here. So it's saved now. I'm just going to delete the part and we are going to head back into Cinema 4D like this. Click on file, click on merge, and go to the folder where you saved the Illustrator file. Look for it, and this is it. Figure 21 square middle. Select it, click on OK, and it's in. You can't see it, but it's in. Let me just bring it for you. See, that's it. So now I'm going to add an extrude nurb to it, like so that we can add the 3D that we want to it. Okay, so now it is done, but since it is in the like this, you see it's out now, so we have what we want. I'm going to add like a lighter purple to it. That's this color, perfect color for it. Very nice, very cool. Let me save Charlie this country for save your works. If you don't save your works, then go take the light, make you ball. You go ball, but you know if you do anything. Yes. So now we're done with the coloring and everything. So I'm just going to bring in the lights. So for the lights, just click on File, Merge. You already know the deal. We've already been through this before. Go through to wherever you've saved your lights pack. So Cinema 4D Studio Lights, click on it, and it's going to be in a few seconds. Nice. Yes. So from here onwards, you just have to make sure you have the lights in a perfect place, like you have the lights at where it is going to light up your whole work and everything. Yes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise the overhead softbox to the right or to the perfect position like this, and I'm going to use this guy, the rotate to slant it like this. You see, I want the light to hit the front of the text like this. Yes. Then I'm going to bring in the main softbox because it's somewhere down there. I don't know why it was there, but depending on how you open it, I mean, yes. So I'm going to position it in a place where it's going to light up the text for me real quick. Then I'm going to duplicate it. I want it to be 2. Drag 1 to the other side, and when you look down here, we have the rotation thing here. You just click on it and just feel free to do your thing. Yeah. So now that I have this, I'm going to drag the floor and background a little bit upwards because I want to render the first one with the floor and background in it and see how it's going to turn out. But I don't know, guys, like if I'm going to wait for this thing to finish rendering and everything, it's going to be a long thing, and I don't want this video to be as long as that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the video now, make sure it's done rendering, then show you where it has been, like how it turned out and everything. Then if I'm to add any adjustments, if I'm to add anything, I'm just going to do it. Then we are done. Okay, so see you guys after it's done. Okay guys, welcome back. So this is what I got after the rendering. So right now, if you look at this very closely, you can see the white is very off. It's more like an off-white, you understand? So I need this to be very white, like a pure white sort of vibe. So yeah, I'm going to add some few adjustments to it, and I don't know if it's from the softbox or it's from the texture that and also if you look closely at the 21, you see the texture is in the front. Yes, this is what I was talking about. But after looking at this very closely, I don't really want the texture anymore. I want it to be as simple as anything. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me just zoom in for you guys to see something. You see, initially I didn't want to add any effect to the edges here, but then I changed my mind. I'm going to add a little bit of how do you call it, this guy, fillet cap. Yes, I'm going to add a little bit of fillet cap. And also for the 21, let me remove the effect. You see, I added it was frontal, so I'm going to take it back to the UVW mapping. Yes, very simple right there. So let's start with the first one. The first one was the squares, right? The squares. So for the squares, I'm just going to add fillet cap, just one. Let me zoom in so you guys see this well. Yes, something like this. I want the edge to be something like this. You see the way it's looking right now. Yes, just like this. So I'm going to do the same thing to the others, and let me start with the ear, and the ear is going to have the same effect. So I'm going to apply it to the first one. So fillet cap and fillet cap. And when you look at this, you see it's plenty, so I'm going to reduce it to like 2. And to this one too, I'm going to reduce it to like 2. So yeah, this one is cool. Then to the favored text, I'm going to do something about it as well. So fillet cap, it is plenty, so I'm going to take it to like 2. Do same for this one, and I think that is very cool. And for the text, the squares and everything, I'm just going to select them, and also do fillet cap. Okay, so I've added all the necessary stuff that I need to add. So now I'm going to delete the floor and background. I don't need it. I just want the text only. I don't want the background. So now I am going to add more white to the already existing white here, because apparently I think that is where the problem is, because I want it to be as white as it can be. And yeah, and also I'm going to duplicate the overhead softbox and make sure there is another one on the low. So I'm going to bring one to the lower aspect of it and make sure that too is working well. And yeah, so I'm not going to stress this anymore. I'm not going to render, come back again for you guys to see. Like, you're going to see the final work, like the final work of it all. Then I think we'll be good to go. Yeah, so the overhead softballs coming down. So this one is not going to be overhead softballs. It's going to be more like a lower head softballs type of thing. Yeah. So guys, I'm not going to stress you any much longer. I'm going to leave you here, and I'll make sure you see the next thing. You're going to feel the next thing. You're going to see the next thing and everything. And also, I changed the background. Yes, this is what I'm going to go in for. Yeah, it is very cool. Yeah, so you guys should expect something very good. Yeah. So guys, I don't know if I should end the video or how should I put it, like, yeah, expect the final review. Yeah, I'll see you at the end of it all. Okay, so welcome back guys. The 3D is done, but as you can see, I made a lot of changes. Yes, a lot of changes, because I wasn't really feeling the first one that I did. So let me just render this real quick for you guys to see what I came up with. And I changed the purple to gold. I did gold and purple plus white. Yeah, I think that was going to be much more perfect. So that is what I stuck with. So this is what I have now. But then I created one with the flat. That is a 2D. I created one with a 2D. So let me just bring it in real quick so you guys can see. Yes, this is the flat one I created with a 2D. So yeah, I'm probably I'm going to use this as a thumbnail for you guys. Yeah, and also there's this other one that I did with the 3D, and let me just show you guys real quick. Yeah, I did that one with the 3D, and it's also very dope. Yes, this one. This is the orange themed version of it. Yes. So guys, that'll be it for the video. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise. You don't wanna fuck with me.